Nick saying hello, welcome to today's show. It is episode 254. We are getting our ducks in order today, hopefully. Will today be the day? Will it be the day I get my ducking plat? Survey says yes, maybe, no, also on the cards, we'll see. We've got to finish the collection. A duck spawns every 5 minutes. Will I get the ducks I need in the amount of 5 minutes it takes to complete the show? We'll find out. Stay tuned to the channel. Welcome. It is good to see you on this Thursday. I did grab water over there. We got Fabio saying hello. We've got Jamie saying hello. KRPTV saying hello. We've got Chris J saying hello, who has made the new music. Some people... has asked Chris J kindly put some music together for us. Oh, what's happened? So I hope you enjoy. Terrace is saying hello. Marwan says hello. Hello. Foxy Cat says hi Lucy, hi chat. We got Foxy Cat and Rich Game on the mod duty. Good to see ya. Nice. And thank you very much, Chris J, for putting some of that together. Now I can't moan about, AI and then have AI. Hooray, a real human. I have put your name in the description credits, Chris J. Skip to the end says hello, everybody. Hello, we've got Robert Wall saying hello. Gosh, you're all here today. Hey, what's up, says Dusty. The duck game is starting to get on my ducking nerves. Spawn the ducks I need for duck's sake. Tell me about it. But we'll see. I feel like doing it this way, you take the some of the frustration I hope out of it. Hi, Daniel. Because it's just sort of happening while I do something else, which is great. I've known people that have obviously just played it on the screen and they just have to watch it. That's no good. Ian Rose says hello, everyone. Hello. I know some people are doing that Gears of War grind. Am I going to do the Gears of War grind? I'm going to see, because I will absolutely be playing Gears of War without a shadow of a doubt. I need to play it. It's a game that's been on, if I ever get to get an Xbox, I'm going to play Gears of War. Well, I didn't need to get an Xbox because the game came to me on the good old shit PlayStation. So I'm hoping to start that at some point. But yeah, figure out. Apparently, the grind is about 50 hours if you do it by yourself. So we shall see. Chris J saying, how did you get on with Indiana Jones yesterday? We will talk about that later on in the show. It's a big Indiana Jones kind of vibe. Now, I was trying to think back to when I watched these movies for the first time, and it was actually before the show began, I do believe, because I would have a joke with somebody at work because I'd never watched them and I was watching them week by week and then coming into work. I had such a lovely group at work then. They've all sadly but one person left. I do keep in contact with two people. And actually one person is still there, but they weren't really a part of that group at the time, I suppose. But yeah, and they said their dad used to scare them with the I'm going to take your heart, or whatever that guy would say. So I watched for the first time in 2018 about, and this is the first time I've actually gone back to rewatch them in order to play the show. So I watched so you hate them all at work now. So yeah, I watched them all before playing Indiana Jones The Great Circle. That's one of the reasons why I was kind of putting off the stream. I know it took a while, but I kept not having time to watch it because I'd heard podcasts where people are watching it and everything, and I was like, you know what, I should watch the movies before playing the game, and it does help. So today's poll, we're going to talk more about later. Today's poll is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny worth watching? I've watched the fourth one, The Kingdom of the Crystal, and that's my come and tell us your unpopular opinion, something you're scared to share up to now. Now, I have only watched that one once, and I thought it was all right. I liked it. I'm probably going to watch it again for science, but it's like, I was talking on the stream, and obviously thanks everyone for watching the stream yesterday. Should I watch it? It feels like it's now or never. It's now or never to watch this movie. I don't know how I will watch it because I will just watch it the way I watch all movies. I just buy it on YouTube. So 35% of you are saying yes, 15% of you are saying no, and 25% of you split between do it for the show and if you want. Think of the review, and I have to do my Indiana Jones. When science can be achieved, says Daniel, it always must. Dial of Destiny isn't bad, but it's definitely a long way from a good indie film. That is sad times. I did watch a great video essay. I do like watching a good video essay when I have time in the background about why comedy movies aren't good anymore. That was pretty good to hear about, but that's pretty boring for you guys. But I have some big news, everybody. I cannot contain it because... What's that? It's silent! It's so silent! Oh, hello, Mel. It's good to see you. Hello. Yes, George is saying congrats on the sim moving out. It's happened. I cannot believe it. The sim has gone. I was ecstatic. This is gonna be. I'm jumping in with my highlight early. Don't do yours yet. We'll get to it. But I've lots to say. But I can't believe it. It's finally happened to me. Like, I kept thinking of songs in my head, like, finally it's happening to me right in front of my face. Like, I was singing everything. I was singing, today this could be the greatest day of our lives. Like, all of these songs. What was the other song? Oh, the other was just like, na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey. So, yeah, let's rewind the clock. I believe it was Sunday that the sim woke up early in the morning and strange noises were occurring from upstairs. And I was like, this is strange. Like, what's going on? Oh my God, yes, I wonder, for a moment like this, some people wait a lifetime. Oh, so good. Like, there's no one above me or below me right now. It's fantastic. So yeah, Sunday morning, I was like, this is unusual behaviour going on. And I could hear him going up and down the stairs a bit, like, because it's a communal stair. And I looked at my little peephole and I was like, oh my God, there's boxes. Then I heard, like, the cutlery being moved. I was like, oh! And then I heard him on the phone to somebody and I was like, what's going on? I was literally just staring out the peephole the entire morning. It was fascinating. And it was when the big boxes were going down and the removal van showed up. I was like, it's happening. Don't panic, it's today. I was like, oh my God. I was at the peephole with my popcorn looking out the window. I was like, I can't believe it. I was telling my friends, I was like, can you believe it? It's today. I was dancing around my flat. I was like, like, I was dancing, I was singing, and then maybe this was a little bit naughty of me, but you know, you gotta get. I'm not doing anything out of order, but I was on the phone to my friend, and I was like, yeah, can you believe it? I'll actually be able to get a good night's sleep without wearing earphones, being woken up all the time. And I just said that really loudly as he was coming down the stairs. I was like, ho, 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 ho. So I hope he heard that. Ho, 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 ho. So he knew what a misery my life was. So yeah, then I went out, because this was Sunday. Yes, it was Sunday, because I went out to meet my friends for roast dinner. We'd booked a roast dinner. So I was like, I got to my friends, I was like, so yeah, I was very, very happy. I was like, this could be it. I got home. I was like, oh my God, it's really quiet. I was like, Platinum Volt asked me to record like a video before, because he's making videos with lots of YouTubers. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to record a video for him in silence. It's going to be beautiful. There's going to be no background noise. I sat down, I pressed record, and I heard the door go, oh, poof, 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 and I was like, no, why has he returned? Now, very odd behaviour, because I'd seen all of his stuff move. I'm not really sure why he came back to the flat, but I guess he still had things to move. And then he just sat upstairs, presumably on his phone, because he didn't have a TV. I don't know how he went to bed, because he didn't have a mattress, because I saw that go. Like, I watched the whole thing, so I was like, what's he doing? Surely, and every hour that went by, I was like, surely he's leaving. I had to hear his laugh one more time, his stupid sneeze one more time. I had to hear him walk about. I had to hear him take a great big piss in the fucking toilet, because that's what he would do. What else do I have to hear him do? I heard all the normal things I would hear from him. Anyway, it got to like 12 o'clock and he still hadn't gone. I was like, he's not leaving. I don't know how he went to sleep that night. Maybe on a sleeping bag or something. But the next day, He did move. There was like a lot of happening, and I wanted to just stand at the window, which is where the picture from today's thumbnail. And yes, that is cranberry juice. It was a work day, and it was 11 a.m. I wanted to like wave him off, like. But unfortunately, I was in a meeting and I missed the whole thing. So actually, there was one moment when I combined with him. Combined? That's a weird word. I went down the stairs to throw my trash out, and when I came back up the stairs, we met, and I opened the door for him, and I was like, you can go by, and he was like, thanks. And that was it. The last I'll ever know. Now, the biggest mystery, where did he go? Who knows? I actually had a dream the other day that I bumped into him at the park. Because I don't know, did he go near? Did he go far? Near, far, wherever you are, you're not annoying me anymore. It's truly magical. I can't believe it. Like, I went to sleep that night and I had 9 hours of sleep uninterrupted. It was glorious. I didn't have to put any background noise on. I just shut my eyes and went to sleep. I'm catching up on 3 years of sleep here, everybody. Now, I know it's not forever, so I am just going to try and embrace and enjoy it for as much as I can, because I own this side of the building now. There is nobody above me, nobody below me, and that's the end. I own the front of this house. Woohoo! I did hear the woman who owns it, she came back and had a whip round to see how it was going, but I can't believe it. The Sim. It's over. Now, people, you gotta get over before you... Now, people said to me, Lucy, surely it wasn't that bad. Let me play you something. Whack your ears on this, because a lot of people don't believe me when I said how bad the noise was until they come around here and then they hear it in person. So, I've got a little something here. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna mute myself actually so you can hear it. I could hear wherever he went in that house. It was ridiculous. So yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot to handle. I'm glad that my time is over for now. I will enjoy. I've worked from home every day this week, mainly because of the tube strikes. But he's picked a fine week to go out. He stomps really loud. When the woman was upstairs, I could hear her walking around, but it wasn't that. It's him walking on the balls of his feet. I think he probably just keeps his shoes on the whole time. God, I don't know. When I was away recently, I could smell wacky backy being smoked from the neighbour downstairs, and did think now I know how Lucy felt when she had the dodgy smoker downstairs. Exactly. It was a lot. So now, everybody, I'm 2-1. I'm like a Street Fighter character. I've won, everybody. 2-1 to Lucy. Got rid of my adversaries. Woohoo! Technically, that was the day that he was moving out, that he was making that much noise. So I'm doing him a bit of a disservice. But I knew this was the only time I could record him walking. Because people, like, sometimes obviously you don't really know what someone's doing. I knew he was walking back and forth. So he was not moving, but all his furniture was gone by then. He was just picking up boxes. But it took him so long to leave. I don't understand why it took this man so long to pack up all his belongings and leave. That's why I don't want to have too many things. It's a pain in the ass. So we're going to... oh my god, the laugh is awful, Jamie. It was like, it was a little like, and then sometimes if it was so funny, he'd go, almost slipped laughing myself. He would laugh himself all the way to the bedroom. When it was that funny, he'd have to take himself to bed. God knows why. So yeah, very, very happy that that time of my life is over. So we're going to say farewell to The Sim, everybody. You've given me a lot of material to speak about. We all know The Sim. Not in a great way, to be honest, but I feel like he needs a deserving send-off. So we're going to cheers The Sim. I mean, it probably wasn't his fault. I hated him. He probably was a decent man, to be honest. Maybe he's watching his favourite YouTuber, maybe. We must watch a bunch of comedians. So I'm going to go back to my cocktail bar here. So last time we did cranberry and lemonade. But this time we're adding a third mixture. We're going to be spicing it up with some Captain Morgan spiced rum. So here we go. Let's send him off, everybody. Get your drinks together. We're gonna do a toast to The Sim. All right. He caused me hell and I caused him hell. So we're just gonna. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. Goodbye, my friend. Like, I was literally singing all of the songs. It's so quiet that today I got to work listening to my famous neighbour playing the piano. And I was like, I love pianos. How has this worked out? It was like, doodle-a-doo-boo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. And he was like playing, it wasn't like going, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He was playing good piano. So I was very much into that. I like piano. I think it's because my grandpa used to play piano. He had a piano in his house. I was thinking about this, like, why do I like piano? It's because my grandpa had a piano in his house and he would play it in the other room. So I was like, oh, I can just imagine it's my grandpa playing the piano, or the famous celebrity that lives near me, you know. So that was nice. We liked that. Right, so bit of rum, bit of that. Ooh, that's gonna be potent. That's gonna be potent. Ooh. But yeah, it's so quiet. The only thing that's kind of loudish now is the guy downstairs who owns it is doing his refurbs, but he's like bleaching it. It's really actually quite gross. Like, I think he's doing the job himself, but he is bleaching the hell out of that flat. Probably because of all the bloody smoke, but you can smell it as you come up the stairwell. Like, just this thick smell of smoke. Not smoke, sorry. That was the old days. That's thick smell of bleach. Even in my bathroom, I can kind of smell it. So I guess, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding, have a drink. I've got a speech to say. To The Sim, you were annoying, inconsiderate, loud man that I had the mispleasure of living under. But now that you are gone, I guess I just want to apologise for all the times I shouted, "Dickhead!" at the ceiling. And if you heard that, even though that was true. I hope the best for your love life. I hope you find the one this time. I know you had a girlfriend and it didn't work out, and then you bounced around a few people. I heard it. So I hope love is around the corner. And you know what? Maybe I was jealous of your happiness. You know, you had this unformidable sense of joy whenever anything happened. You would, on that Saturday morning, that last Saturday I had to endure living under you, you woke up laughing. I got to commend that as someone who is deeply miserable quite a lot. So, you know what? You found the joy in life when you lived in a tiny flat above me with no soundproofing and no girlfriend. So, you know. You truly saw the positives. So get better at playing FIFA or Call of Duty or whatever it is. It does sound like you did improve over time. And all the best. Love, Lucy, your downstairs neighbour. Cheers to The Sim. Oh my god, I have created a drink. That is so good. That's lovely. That's better than when it was without the rum. Holy God, this is great. What a drink. Oof, I love that. I would highly recommend. 1 part Captain Morgan Spice rum, another part cranberry squash, another part lemonade. What a drink. That's bloody lovely, that is. That's bloody lovely. Now, one final word. on the sim, because obviously this is not going to be forever. I understand that the flat above is for sale. I'll try and get Imogen to move in if I can. Imogen, please buy the flat above so that we can... Imagine Imogen living above. That'd be so much fun. That would be like being in Friends or something. Like I could go upstairs to her, she can come down to me, we can watch movies. I'd hear she wouldn't even make that much. Well, she sings all the time, to be fair, so I would, but that's I'm used to that. She's my sister. Look, she's so like, because she's light and small, she does walk on the balls of her feet, but then I can just like, Imogen, that would be great. But yeah, now that there is a vacancy above and below me, I thought that it's time to maybe I could help, maybe I could help with the advertisement. So I've written here an advertisement for the new neighbour. So if you would indulge me, let me just wet my whistle here, because it's very, very Mary Poppins. So I don't really ask for much, but if they were to ask me to write the advertisement, it'd go something like this. Wanted 2 considerate neighbours for 1 amazing middle neighbour. If you want to live above me, here's a few things you should know, please. The floorboards squeak, so please wear socks. Take your shoes off, invest in rugs. Your TV's on low at night. Indoor voices, no smoke. Never slam the doors or stamp your foot in rage. The floors are very thin, so mind the noise. If you bring home any special girls or boys, take your time, neighbour. No rush moving in. Kind regards, Lucy XP Reed. So there we go. I think that would go over lovely, to be honest. I think I should stick that up in the window, and we might find the perfect neighbours. We shall see. It did work for the Mary Poppins children, so maybe Mary Poppins is listening to me now. Mary Poppins of Neighbours, come to me as the wind blows, and then she'd be like, right, get yourself together, Lucy. Yes, I am one amazing middle neighbour, let me tell you. Okay, so we've gone off topic slightly. Well, actually, no, this was a big topic. This has been a big part of my life, It's been a big story point, and it's come to an end. Isn't that mad? We won't have to speak of the sim again. But who's next? I'm like Bill Goldberg. Who's next? Dun, 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 dun. I think my plan is, for whoever's next, to try and be friends. Why can't we be friends? And maybe just like sneakily put in a little oh, by the way, it is pretty squeaky up there, so you might want to tell the landlord to change the rags, or sorry if you can hear me, you might want to do the carpet. Just try and be friends, so it's not this animosity. I don't know how that would go down, but you got to set the ground rules early, I guess, like when I gave him a bollocking. So yeah, that's the end of that story chapter. So I do have some housekeeping to go through as well, actually, which I have forgotten about. So again, thanks to Chris J for the new music at the top of the show. Hope you guys enjoy that. Freshens it up a bit, we are obviously currently playing the Ducks at the moment. Well, actually, you say the bollocking didn't work. It did kind of work for what I told him. I told him not to play music before 8 a.m. in the morning while he was in the shower or walking around. And he was like, he never did it again after that. So that did work. Oh yeah, I never have to hear him doing his annoying singing anymore. We go, that was really annoying. I'm sure I was really annoying. He's probably telling someone right now, I don't have to live under that psycho woman anymore. I don't have to live above her. She was insane. Maybe I am insane in the membrane. Next housekeeping is, the Indiana Jones streams have begun. They will be mostly every Monday and Friday. I don't know what, I don't know if he is. People would say, imagine if he's watching the stream. Would he know who I was? He would know who I was because he's seen me. So he would know. He would know if you're out there, Sim. Know that I'm living my best life without you. Yes, the Indiana Jones stream. In fact, I have made a little something here. Now, this is a dangerous thing that I'm about to. I've tried not to do this because whenever you do this, it always falls apart. But I feel like I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to stick to my goals. So get ready for boom! Here is a schedule of what's going down. Now I need to just double check this. But I think we're on track. What day is it today? It's 15th. Why have I done the 11th? No, wait, it's 11th. We're on today. So today, we're on the 11th of Thursday. Locking it down with Lucy. Indiana Jones tomorrow. Indiana Jones on Monday. That might be a bit late. That might be more like 8 p.m. on Monday just because I have to go to work and get back. There's drinks on Wednesday, so we should be good for Thursday to get back home in time for that. Again, Friday should be okay. This middle week here, there's a workshop, so Monday should be fine, but Thursday we have a dinner because we've got people coming from both the US and Japan. So no show that day, so the show will be on Friday, which does put us in a sticky situation because there'll be no stream for Indiana Jones that week, I don't think. I don't know if I have any plans. I could do on Saturday or Sunday to like fill it in, but I need to figure it out because I also need to work out the members hangout. So yeah, I have actually put, I put here, maybe I'll do it on Tuesday. I put a little Tuesday question mark and then the show again on the 2nd. So I will post this in the Discord to keep, because I realize I do keep you all guessing and I don't mean to. But it's just because I haven't planned out what I'm doing. But I've got a clear schedule that I think I'm sticking to this month, based because a lot of things are planned out. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. The other thing to bear in mind is that we will have the birthday stream for the members. Oh my god! I just got the puck in the goal. Congratulations, Dusty! Congratulations! Oh, I've got rest mode. Rest mode. I've also got to pay attention for if this pops for me, which unlikely because the trophy's still there. Well done, well done. Good show, good show. So yeah, oh yeah, the birthday stream will be on the 11th. I have an idea for that, what I want to do. So I'm doing some prep. It's going to be another variety game stream, which I do like. In a weird turn of events, the WWF, not the wrestling company, I think they're legit. They reached out to me and was like, will you do a charity stream? I don't mind doing the charity stream, but I just feel bad asking, like, you know, getting you guys to do the money. So I'm still undecided because it's meant to be a birthday thing for you. And also I got to sort out what all the things would be. So I'm unsure, seeing that it's actually a month away that we're doing that. So we'll see. But that's the main things. Oh, see you later, Wes. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, the wildlife place. The wildlife place. I do know his real name. I shan't say it, obviously, but I do know his real name. So I saw his letters. So, yeah, I think that's all of the housekeeping for now. So I guess I'll see. Yeah, and I've got to do the hangout in October, but I might actually move it forward. That's the thing. The thing with the hangout, so I was looking at it before the show. That's why the show was a little bit late, because I was actually thinking about planning. And I was like, oh, crap, I've got to do the show. Normally the hangout's either on a Sunday or a Monday, but obviously if I'm doing the Indiana Jones stream, that means Monday's out. I also don't know how many streams it will take to complete Indiana Jones, so it might be like Monday's just out for a bit. So I need to confirm that, because obviously now my evenings are going to be full 3 nights a week, and so I need to find one week where I can do something either 4 nights a week, or one of those things drops and then it's back to 2. I'm also going to the US on the 28th of October. So when I get the October thing ready, obviously it'll be before. So what happens will be before October 28th, because I shall be in the US, and the stream will move. Locking It Down with Lucy will move to Friday, and I don't think there'll be any streams unless I bring my capture card, which I suppose isn't that heavy. But then again, I always say I'm going to stream, but I haven't really got my schedule down. I don't even know where my capture card is. Where have I put that thing? I don't know. I have to look into it. So it'll probably just be the stream this, the Lock It Down with Lucy. But I'm only going to be there till Thanksgiving, so yeah. But yeah, I'll do I need to sit down and think about it, because yeah, a lot of my days are going to be full, so it might just be there's only Sundays to pick from. I don't know. I've got to look at my calendar because we have a lot of work things happening at the moment. So yeah, that's the idea. No, I'm going. It's not a holiday time. I've got to buy a new bathroom. So yeah, okay. I think that's everything on the housekeeping. So let's do highlights and lowlights of the week from you guys. Of course, mine highlight was the sim being gone. Had a lovely roast dinner with my friends. That was really nice. Oh, but the sad news about the roast dinner is the roast dinner place that we like to go to, it's closing down. Can you believe it? So that's a bit sad. And of course, another big lowlight was the tube strikes. Although, thankfully, with the sim being gone, working from home was just so much better. Like, it's night and day. So that was made better. But the tube strikes meant that I couldn't really go to work. So I have literally just worked from home this entire week. And yeah, I don't really like the change of the season, to be honest. I don't really like how dark it's getting quickly. I don't like the change from summer to fall. I used to be more of a winter person than a spring person, but now I've sort of become more spring summer. Like, I've never liked autumn, to be honest. I find autumn very depressing. So that sucks. So yeah, I think that's all that I have on my docket, to be honest. So I'm going to have another sip of my fantastic drink for a second. This was so good. Ooh, that is spectacular. Damn. Chris said, I love autumn. I can breathe again. No intense heat, no sun for the entire day. I think the temperature is nice, but it's a bit drizzly and rainy, and I just don't like the nights drawing in. I love the long days in the summer in the UK. It's so good. All right, skip to the end. There's no major highlights other than getting my mojo back on Gears multiplayer. Nice. Love to hear it. I'm looking forward to joining you at some point on that. Robert Waters' highlight, have the week off work. Hooray. Low light from tomorrow, have to cut out tea, coffee, chocolate, cheese, and breakfast cereals for a special blood test on Tuesday. Those are a few of my favourite things. Oh my God. Well, good luck. You've only got till Tuesday, so I hope it goes well. But damn, that's a rough list of amazing things there. Terrence says, highlight, logging it down with Lucy and Indie Stream. Thank you very much. Lola, just another week enduring and surviving. Good luck, Terrence. I hope the weekend serves you well. Got one more day. Got my bathroom appointment tomorrow to figure out what I'm going to do there. They're like, oh, do you want us to design it? I'm like, I just want it to be fixed, please. I'd love to stop showering like a little old, lady in the shower. Sponge me. Ian O'Graham says, highlights, logging down with Lucy, thank you very much, and the start of the indie streams, nice, got the plat for the PS3 version of Mafia 2, lowlights none, love to hear it, no, this is a mad highlight. Mal says, my highlight is I got a new 100-inch TV yesterday. Like, how big is that? Like this is a big wall. That must be pretty big on this wall. Can you imagine, though, if I did move my sofa configuration, I could have a 100-inch TV if I wanted to. That's madness. Enjoy. What are you gonna watch? What are you gonna play on it first? Daniel says, highlight, keeping Indiana Jones theme. Finished the DLC today and got my cheeky 100% back. Nice. How did you find the DLC? Was it good? I hope so. I guess I'll probably get to that DLC at some point, I imagine. Fallout says, my laptop screen died, it's pink and green. No, that's the worst. Highlight, I'm on a third of the way to seriously tripping Gears of War. Yes, nice, good going. KRP TV says, nothing big this week for me, only highlight is locking it down with Lucy. Lola is my grandma has been too well, but I think she's slowly on the mend. Yes, get better grandma, KRP TV. Hope all is well. Chris J says, highlight, finished Dishonored 2 with the Shadow Trophy. Cool, love that. And the new Gorilla song. I don't know the Gorilla song, but I did play Tony Hawk's with a friend at the weekend and got to hear that. Wash your ass if you must. Brush your teeth if you must, or else you get funky. I'm not going to play Tony Hawk's 3+4 because I suck, but I did like a good skating game at the end. So that's why I just did what I was at with my friend, and I was like, oh, let's just play Tony Hawk's and pass the controller as they do in the old days. So that was pretty fun, just passing the controller back and forth and doing it and just listening to some good songs. But yeah, I just don't think I am. I mean, I suppose if I played it enough, I could get better at it, but I can't be asked. It feels more like a thing from the past for me. Fabio says, besides Lucy stream, nothing special to have this week. Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes. Jamie says, highlights locking it down with Lucy and indie streams and have been having a great time working towards Horizon Forbidden West. Platinum only got cleanup to go now. Nice. Glad you're enjoying. And Lowlights, the weather is very inconsistent. This is a very true Lowlight, and I feel that. That is, yeah, that's on point. Foxy Cat says, playing Roads 96 while playing this. Nice. I hope you're enjoying. Alistair McRae says, Oi! Ryan says, highlight, purchase Metal Gear Solid HD collection for PS3. Don't know if I'll get the platinums, especially for Metal Gear Solid 2. Well, enjoy. Hope you have fun at playing those. It's wall mounted. Nice. Dusty says, highlight 3 more trophies for the duck shiny. Let's go. Let's get that plat. The right ducks are not spawning in on the icy map. Oh no. I hope mine are. Highlight, massively enjoying the Cyberpunk Liberty DLC. So I'm sitting so low down now. Phantom Liberty DLC. It's awesome. Highlight, not hearing about the sim. Whee! Oh my god, what a highlight. Bailey's are coming out with a Terry's chocolate orange flavour. Ooh. Could be interesting. Yours a 55-inch, that's basically double my TV. And mine's only is mine 48 or 50? I think, yeah, I can't remember if it's 48 or 50 to be honest. DLC puzzles for Indiana Jones are pretty darn hard. I just googled them. I'm getting too old for this shit. I don't have time to be puzzled. Ryan says Lowlight Bioshock audio logs didn't pop. Don't know what I missed. Ryan, I have been there. Yeah, you just have to go through and do what I did. The madness. That's on another stream if you want to see how I did that. I have heard of the Gorillas. They did that. You got the shoe, got the new shoe shine. There used to be like a kids' TV. I think it was called like Dig It or something on that would come on in the morning, and I liked that one. And they had that song as the theme song. You got the tune, got the new shoe shine. That big baby bop. And also, of course, I got sunshine in a band, I'm useless, but not for long. Future, it's going on, it's going. Robert War, I'll see you later. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Let's see. Oh, maybe it is sunshine. You got the shine. I don't actually know the words, to be fair. Feel Good Inc. was a slap, and Clint Eastwood. I know that song, but I don't really. I feel like I get Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood mixed up, or I just sing the same song for both. Like, what is the Clint Eastwood one? That's that one. What's the other one? Check. I can't understand. What's the windmill? Is it this one? Windmill, da da da. Everybody, da da da. Exactly what it's da 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 na na na. That everybody. I gotta do Daniel got to head off as well. Chime in PS5 party and sent me an invite. Enjoy. Have good evenings all. Right, that is it. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't really listen to Gorillas, so I don't know them too well myself. But those songs were pretty mainstream back in the day, so I do know those. Oh my god, I've sung it so well, I'm going to get copyright striked. That song was used on 100 Greatest Kids. I want to find out what that TV show was, the Dig It one. Like, can you dig it, dig it? I loved that. I do miss being a kid sometimes. Like the other day, I did just walk past the park and I looked at all these kids and I was like, damn. I was watching Educating Yorkshire, although... I mean, what I liked about Educating Yorkshire when I watched it was like, oh, the parents, the teachers care about the students. I wish someone cared about me. I mean, people do care about me, but I mean in the sense of like a career or like, oh, what's going on? How's the day going? Can we help you with anything? Not just here's some work you have to do, get on with it. So I'm like, I want a pastoral carer. To help me with my life. So yeah, that's a bit of a rant. So thank you for sharing your hearts and lowlights, everybody. I'm going to check in on the ducks real quickly. Anything going on? What are we missing? Duck collection. Okay. Damn it. Now we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ducks. So 6 ducks in 5 minutes. Is that an hour? We need an hour to earn all the ducks? Is that how that works? Is that how the maths works out? Let's do a quick save, just to be sure. Because that should go... Yeah, 70... That did go up. Okay. Look at all these ducks. Look at them all. We got so many ducks. There we go. Oh, look, they might score as well. Oh, that's 30 minutes. My maths brain is not mathing. Yeah, I watch Educating Yorkshire. The teachers are way less strict these days than they were when I was at school. Exactly. Right, so thank you for sharing. I'm glad to hear things are well, and if things aren't well, I hope things improve for you. I hope that the weekend treats you well. Right, so clip of the week's a bit of a short one. I'm just going to play it and just see your reaction here. So, go! It's the phone thing. It's happening.
I think it's only for
My phone's not doing it, weirdly.
No, mine did it. So I just clicked it off. Oh, there we go. I've got it. Hello, Mums.
Everybody.
What is it?
It's an emergency
Test.
It's a test, yeah. Severe alert.
Let me just take a picture of it.
There you go. Did that wake you up? Did that give you a shock to the system? So yeah, for those of you that are unaware, on Sunday when we were out for the roast dinner, there was a scheduled emergency alert that was going to be sent to all our phones, as you saw there. And it's just quite funny being in a public space and seeing it all going down. I like that going, yeah, Mum, I've got it, Mum. My phone never actually didn't. I think it's because my phone was on aeroplane mode because I was trying to conserve the battery. But yeah, it's kind of weird when those things happen. I did try and record this when did that happen last? I feel like that happened a couple of years ago. They did another test, but it didn't really work. My recording failed, so that was because I think it was happening on my phone as well. So yeah, no one panicked. So where were you when the emergency alarm went off? For those people in the UK, I mean, I think this happens in the US a fair bit. They get those emergency alerts if something happens. KRPD says, I had been preparing for that emergency alert all week, and then when it actually happened to come on, I'd forgotten all about it, and it scared the life out of me. It's funny being in a public place, because it was weird hearing, like, some people's phones went early, some people's phones went late, like, I was like, oh, here's my phone's got it now. I was at home playing Cyberpunk. Jamie said I was driving, scared the shit out of me. It's like, at work, when I'm in work on a Friday, the fire alarm test always goes off at 3 o'clock. And no matter how many times I remember, I'm always like, at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, it's just the fire alarm test. Oh, gets me every time. I was in the middle of sending a WhatsApp when it happened. Oh, man. I was listening to music. It scared me too because I'd completely forgotten about it. How happy you look and sound after your neighbor left. Yeah, it's real. Do you have sleep? It's pretty good for you, sleep, I've discovered. It's pretty I've slept well for the past 2 days. It's been lovely. Do you know what I did this morning? Oh, it was so good. I woke up at 7 o'clock and I was like, I don't need to get up. I'm just going to, because normally I'd get up just to get away from hearing him. I was like, I'm just going to lie in my bed and just chill here. Like, I can just enjoy being in my bedroom, enjoy being just like snuggling in my bed, looking at my phone, like shut my eyes for a bit. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. Normally I'm like, oh god, I'm just gonna get up straight away, which I do still want to get up straight away. I don't want to make a habit of that, but it's nice to indulge in it just once, because I do like getting up and doing stuff in the morning if I can. What's the point of doing this test at the same time every week? Obviously a fire is going to break out at 3, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're just testing it. But if a fire did break out, it would be bad, I suppose. We were like, oh, it's the test. Rich Gamer says, I was asleep and it scared the hell out of me. Damn. Fabio says, what is happening in the... Oh, God, yes. I've been watching some TikTok videos about something related to people being angry in the UK and England flags. I don't really know if I can tell you this, Fabio, because I'm not 100% sure myself. Like, I am seeing the flags around and I'm like, so I would maybe... Well, I actually enjoy watching a guy on YouTube who goes to protests in the UK. I think he's impartial at the protest. He goes under the pretense of being a journalist, and he just records the protest and records and asks people questions as he sees them and just sort of like records what's going down. So there's a lot of anti-immigration protests happening. So that's how I got a better understanding, because I was watching his videos of him going to these protests and seeing people's thoughts, feelings. Obviously at protests, some people get a bit, I don't know, like it's hard to say. Like some people get, I don't know, fueled and then fights break out, or but I don't know. It's a bit worrying. I cannot comment because I feel like I lack the equipped knowledge. But whatever's happening, I don't think either way, it's not good, really, is it? Like having people upset or fighting in protests, and so yeah, it's pretty sad. So yeah, maybe just look at some YouTube videos and you can make your own mind up. Yes, some yobos have painted red crosses on the mini roundabouts near me. Yeah, that's what's happened at mine as well. Like, that's the weird thing. I went out for a walk a couple of weeks ago. I was like, why is there crosses on everything? I didn't really make the connection about the flags until I went to my parents' house. And my dad took me on a mini trip near the local area where they'd all put the flags on. I was like, what? So it didn't even register with me. Yeah, it's a strange time. It is a strange time. I don't know. It's awkward. So I'm gonna move on because I'm trying not to feel too down about the world. So in moving on, let's talk about Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones. So been talking about playing Indiana Jones for a very long time now. Historically, it was an Xbox exclusive, and then suddenly it was gonna come to PlayStation. I was like, hooray! Da, da, da. And I knew I wanted to get around to it eventually because I love Uncharted, and Uncharted is an adventure game, and Indiana Jones ripped off my favorite games of all time. So obviously I had to go and play this to see for myself what all the fuss was about. So beforehand, I did rewatch all 3 Indiana Jones movies. I haven't watched 4 or 5 yet, hence the poll is asking whether I should. Or I probably would watch 4 before I watch 5 if that's what will happen. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun. I've only watched them once, and my previous rankings of the movies was I didn't really understand the first movie because it wasn't like a movie that I really thought was the structure of a film. Like things kind of just happened, and it was more like just like set pieces of things. The second one I remember being like, but I thought it was fun because otherwise I wouldn't have carried on. But I just thought it was weird. It was like a weird setup where there was not much dialogue. Like a set piece, like an Uncharted set piece would happen, and then we move on to the next thing, and then it just sort of like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's like chunks of things happening. The second one I remember being like, this is also really weird. That woman is so annoying, and it feels quite different to the first one. Like they're just on an adventure. And then the third one I liked the most because I really liked the dynamic between, again, ripping off Uncharted 3, can you believe it, with the father-son dynamic and the desert and the horses. Can you believe this? So yeah, that third one I liked a lot because it felt like there was more plot structure in my mind, and things felt like there was like a slow build to what was going on. Anyway, that was my original thoughts. Coming back to watching them all, so I watched 1 last week and I watched 2 this weekend. As in, I watched the first one last weekend and I watched 2 and 3 this weekend. My thoughts have changed somewhat. I actually really, really enjoyed watching the first movie. Like, as much as I gave it shit the first time I watched it, I think knowing what it was now going into it, it's quite interesting when you watch a movie again for the second time, like getting to know it. But watching it again, I was like, oh, I really like this. Like, I really like the Marion music. I like his dynamic with her. She seems like a fun, feisty character as well. She's not the typical damsel in distress that you would expect maybe from a movie made at that time. Yeah, the locations are fun. That opening, I had more of an appreciation for the opening, which also ties into the game. But I really like that slow build of them walking through the jungle, and Indiana Jones is there, but you never see him right until the very end. He's like, I thought that was a really cool, like, I always do admire when a film opens, and, you know, in the past, I don't know if they still do it, but, you know, you get the names of the people as they come up as the beginning starts. But sometimes they do, like, a little, like, music bit, whatever. I like when they integrate it in with the story, and that one felt really seamless. And then you see your hero. That whole sequence is super cool, gives you a good introduction, like, go start the plane or whatever. And then they go and they fly away, and the music's like, yeah, we're in for an adventure here. So, very much enjoyed watching that. The time seemed to fly by. And then the next week, I watched number 2. Like, I don't know what happens in these films, but I feel like Indiana Jones is like he's cool in the first one, okay? Like, things happen to him that are unfortunate, but I don't feel like I feel like he's in control or has good ideas, and things just sort of happen that are, you know, unfortunate. I feel like after this, his character becomes more and more comedy-based, which I don't like. Like, you know me, I hate laughing. I hate when people laugh. But yeah, I just felt there was a lot of like slapstick comedy in this one that I didn't really vibe with. Like, they're at the camp and it's like, oh my gosh, he's picked up a bat and now the elephant is doing whatever, and then that kid's like, come on, you cheat. So there was a lot of that. Then obviously the scene with the eating the bugs, like, it felt more like, not in a bad way, it felt more like a movie appealing to kids, but families. And when I say kids, I don't mean it was a kids film, but I feel like a kid could sit down and watch this movie and enjoy it just as much as an adult, but I don't know if a kid would really enjoy the first one as much. Like, they probably would enjoy the adventure, but you know what I'm saying? Like, kids laugh when people fart. Like, that's what I felt. Some of the jokes were like, okay, this guy fell over, this guy's eating chilled monkey brains. Okay, well, here we go. That woman, super irritating. Willie, very annoying. I did not like her. I still do not like her. The bugs, very terrifying as per usual. And the plot, it's interesting. Like, things just sort of, again, the plot suddenly happens. Oh my god, the beginning of the movie is so crazy as well. Like, I'd forgotten so much about this watching it a second time. Like, he picks up a flaming skewer and throws it into the guy. Like, the beginning is kind of cool, like, and very different from the last one, that there's, you know, anything goes, da 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 da. Like, the big dance piece, it's like a complete tonal shift from the first one. Again, introducing Indiana Jones, what he's doing. Why she comes with him, I don't know. But yeah, then there's all that, like, I can see what my brother is saying. When my brother would play Uncharted, he would be like, Lucy, it's so unbelievable, because how does he keep falling and not dying? I thought that about the beginning of this second film, when they come out of a plane on a rubber dinghy and survive. I was like, come on now. Ridiculous. Anyway, that whole film felt over the top and ridiculous. The minecart scene, obviously very cool. Influenced many video games from that point on. Many games have a minecart section because of that. I do like the Indiana Jones look of the ripped shirt. That one's probably my favourite outfit for no reason. It's a completely unbiased reason, but I will watch that movie to see Indiana Jones with his shirt ripped off. Yeah, it's pretty hot. And yeah, and then he's also, I don't like the dynamic between him and Willie. Like, they've got this weird sexual tension between them, but I don't know if they really like each other. I never get a sense they actually like each other. I think they just want to bang each other just because they're two hot people. And maybe that's fine. Maybe that's okay. But also, he, like, manhandles her so many times. But maybe she's into that. That's fine. But like, at one point, he, like, grabs her face and, like, goes to kiss her. And then he whips her around the waist to, like, pull her towards. And I'm like... And then they're just like, you know, will they, won't they, like that. I mean, I guess it's kind of a fun scene, I guess. But at the same time, like, it's proper cringe as well. Which is like, Indiana Jones, I would have been the greatest adventure you've ever had. And also, they're cringe. Like, I get it. People are cringy in these situations. But it's like, oh, I would start on nocturnal activities. Like, blah, blah. I'm not... I couldn't deal with it. I was like... So yeah, that's the second movie. I guess I think it's a more fun watch with friends. To be honest, watching by myself, I want to have someone else to sit with me so I can take the piss out of it. And yeah, so then there's that. Also, a lot of screaming and a lot of shouting. I was like, the old person when he was like, come on, it's too much. Let's bring it down a bit. Come on, everyone. Yeah, too loud. And then the third movie, I didn't like as much as I thought I liked it, watching it a second time. I do still very much like Indiana Jones and his dad. Very good dynamic between them. They're very funny. But again, Indiana Jones has to be the butt of the jokes a lot. He makes silly... Well, I don't think he makes silly decisions, but bad things, like more comedy things seem to happen to him. And he gurns a lot. Like, there's a lot of like... overacting maybe. Am I able to say that? Am I just said something that I'm going to be cancelled for? Maybe. But some of it was a little over the top for me. But maybe that's where the films were going. They wanted to go in a more comedy direction. I think I like the first one because the first one feels more serious. It also reminds me more of Alien over Aliens, if that makes sense. I like Alien more than I like Aliens. I like Raiders more than I like the others. But yeah, I'm not like dead in the humor brain cell. Like there were bits that I was like, okay, interesting. What is this? What are we writing here? Kiss Nathan Drake, marry, yes, Garrus, kill Indiana Jones, yes, a bloody womanizer. Of course I like the ripped shirt look. Hello, good to see you. So you've come in while I'm talking about the Indiana Jones movies. So third one, I feel like it takes a little bit more time to get going. There's a lot more exposition, which is what I moaned about in the original. So I guess that's, what I wanted. I got that there. I do really like when Indiana Jones and the dad meet. I think that's when the plot starts to get going. We're moving, adventure is happening, lots of cool things that obviously they ripped off from Uncharted 3. And then I like the ending bit when it's like, doing the tests and going in. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, especially that bit where they have to take the leap of faith. It's like, that's a clever optical illusion. What else? And then, oh my god, and that woman, the one that was like, that also weirded me out. Like, why does everyone, I guess I know why everyone falls at Indiana Jones people, I don't know. She slept with both the dad and the son. Okay. See you later, Chris J. Nice to have you around. Thanks again for the music. Have a lovely sleep. Nico Langshaw? So I hope that's the right. Says, hey, saw your name and credited Miles Morales and end credits. So cool to see you there. Congrats. Thank you. I thought that one was fun as well, and again, a bit more serious, a bit more slower. So, it's nice having watched those 3 movies back to back in preparation for the game. So let's segue now to the game after my controversial thoughts on the movie. So immediately, I don't know, is this spoilers to spoil the beginning of the game? Anyway, you can let me know. I'll tread carefully. Immediately, the tutorial is something familiar to us. And I didn't know that was going to be the case, to be honest. I think I may have only realised that might have been happening like literally an hour before the stream went live because I was looking for a picture for the thumbnail and ended up going for the main key art. But I saw a screen grab that looked very similar to the movie, but it was the game. And I was like, hold on a minute. So I was thinking that was going to happen, but I didn't think it would happen as the tutorial. I'm going to just put it out here. I think that is one of the best tutorials I've ever played. It was fun. It was intuitive. It wasn't hand-holdy. And it made sense. Props. Like, I hate tutorials. Like, and I also, best intro and best tutorial wrapped in one. The intro, because that's a classic intro anyway from the movie, so I know they're ripping that off anyway, so it was going to be good to begin with. But I just thought that was such a clever way to introduce so many of the mechanics of the game very slowly, in ways that made sense, and in ways that was fun. Like, so many games do that old trope of like, so now, Gareth, it's time to go to the training. You dust off your skills and fight me. Like, oh. Or the trope of like, I remember when I learned how to use a sword. Flashback to my childhood where some important person in my life showed me how to play the game. Like, boring, happens all the time. This, I was like, wow. Pretty good. Flowed with the game. Didn't feel like I was in a tutorial. Immediate start. Like other great starts. Obviously, I can't not talk about Uncharted 2, which is another great start to the game. But even then, the second chapter does feel a little tutorially with the, like, stealthing around and like breaking people's necks or whatever. Like, people are kind of telling you what to do. But obviously a great introduction and still like, this is how you climb, this is how things happen, and then we're going to the story. But yeah, this is one of the best ones I can think of in my recent memory banks for openings of games. So yeah, I like that a lot. My first impressions was I didn't actually know much about the game going into it. And so it was interesting playing it. like, it's actually quite fun playing games and having no idea what they're about. Like, same with Claire Obscure. Like, I knew a bit, but I didn't know a lot. Same with watching movies, to be honest. I feel like I'm very good at being media blackout. I don't know how it's happened to me. I used to be all over everything. I used to, like, be on IGN all the time, checking things, looking at things. I would watch every review and everything like that. Now I don't look at anything. And I suppose I look for written things, or I have a little tiny look at something and try not to like get too, just to get a flavour, because obviously I don't want to play a game that I don't want to play, obviously, or it won't be my vibe. So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me the most, I knew it was first person, which I was worried about, and it did feel off to me at the beginning, but I think by the end I kind of got involved in it. It's such a shame. You're such an iconic character, and you can't see him. You can't see Indiana Jones. Like, that's the best thing about him. No, that's really hard. That's a bit shallow of me to say. But he is a good looking character. But yeah, you can't see this iconic character. You have to be him. So in first person, which is whatever. I swapped all the controls and motion settings to make sure I didn't get motion sick. And at first it was a bit strange, but after a while I got used to it. Like, I do like how the cutscenes switch so that you do see him. That's nice, and then it switches back when you don't. Now, I'm only 2 hours into the game, so not very far in to make an assessment of the entire game, but the beginning of the game is quite different to what I thought it was. I mean, I know that Indiana Jones, he does have obviously his adventure persona, and then he has his teacher persona. So we spend obviously the beginning of the game more in his teacher persona, and it's a bit slower, more investigating than I thought it was going to be, even though, I mean, I guess that does happen in the films, but I guess most of it happens off screen, or that the characters are just talking to each other about what they're going to do. So then we moved on to a bit where it's more in like an open world area, which I didn't realise was going to be a thing, where you're just kind of in like, I wouldn't say, it's more like a sandbox of just an open area where you're walking around freely, having to find things, having to look at the map, which I thought this was going to be more of a linear game. So I can't really put my finger on whether I like this or not. I mean, it's unexpected. I do really love how when you pull up the map, though, you are actually looking at the paper map in your hands. That was a very, very cool, a cool touch, a detail touch. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to when the story gets a bit more into it. Like, obviously, we got to get the setup. I got to know what's going on. What's the deal with this cat mummy and this guy who came into the museum? So I get that all the foundational bits need to be there. There's a lot more side quests than I thought. In fact, I didn't even know there was going to be side quests. I thought there was just one quest or one main sort of linear story that we go through. But it feels like now I have to do other things in these areas. I did hear there's a lot of collectibles, so I've got to be mindful of that if I want to get the platinum, which of course I would like to get the platinum. So yeah, that took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting this open world-esque experience of exploration. So I wonder how that will carry on. I think my least favourite part was maybe the combat bit when I was going around and sneaking, and although I can't say it was my least favourite part because it wasn't hard and I was probably playing the game wrong, but I made my way in the end. It was pretty fun hitting people with mops and guitars. I didn't really seem to get punished too much for enemies being found when I was supposed to be picking them up. The whip, though. Oh, thank you, ducks. The whip. What a great sound that is. Love that. Love that. And being able to disarm people. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to say that I'm intriguingly enjoying. Is that a metric? Intriguingly enjoying? Ross says hi, Lucy. Hello. So far. Looking forward to seeing where it's going to go. Apprehensive about the nature of the amount of puzzles that might crop up, because I don't know. I'm too tired to think anymore. It's thinking is hard. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. But I don't want to put it to like easy. But I'm curious how that will go down. I'm just going to take a drink of my lovely, fabulous drink here. It's a banging drink, by the way. So yeah, we'll be playing some more of it tomorrow. We'll see how much further we get. I also do like sometimes when a game isn't really strict on you. And I feel like this game is opting to be more fun than being strict. Like, people see you and they're like, oh, what's that over there? But they don't really pay attention. Like, I guess that's not realistic, but if every game was realistic, it would just not be fun anymore. Like, with Mafia, how they want you to, like, fill up the petrol in Mafia 2, and I'm like, is that fun? Yeah, it's real, but I'm not sure. I put the puzzles on light, didn't want to stress. Maybe I'll do that. I'll see how taxing I find the puzzles. But yeah, so far, I think it's pretty good. It looks amazing, by the way. Very good looking game. I hear Troy Baker does an excellent Harrison Ford indie impression. Now, here's the thing. Indiana Jones does have a weird accent. And it was weird because when I was watching the films, I actually thought he sounded a bit like Troy Baker anyway in certain parts. They must have a similar accent. And then when I listened to Indiana Jones doing Troy Baker, I hear Troy Baker. So, yeah, I guess it's good. I don't know. It feels, to me, it's hard to distinguish. But I guess it must be good then, if I can't really distinguish it. But he does have a strange accent. I always felt like his accent didn't really match his person, if that makes any sense. I remember thinking, like, he doesn't have the voice. I thought his voice would be more gruffer when I first watched the movies. And so I'm always like, oh yeah, he doesn't have a deep, gruff voice. He's kind of got a higher pitch voice. No ticket. I do like that bit. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say on it right now. I did manage to get a bunch of trophies, so yay, just for playing the game, which is nice. So we'll see how it goes. It's about 15 hours, so we'll see how many streams it takes. So the plan is play the game. I'll go away and try and do as much as I can, and then we'll come back to do the platinum at some point on a stream together. So yeah, that should be good. Machine Games really misses with their games. I don't know how many Machine Games I've played, if any, because I don't, as I was saying on the stream, I don't really play first-person games. So I don't really like them. I am grateful that the platforming is in third person because I hate first-person platforming. Find it really hard. So far, getting a thumbs up for me. Looking to get deeper into the story. Right, I want to have a look at the ducks for a second. I want to check in on these little ducky ducks. How much is that ducky in the window? The one with the waggly tail, ba-bam. How much is that ducky in the window? What? We haven't even earned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still on 6. I swear we checked ages ago. How are we still on 6? I do hope that ducky's for sale. Bam, bam. What if I got the platinum and I just didn't even notice it? So I'm too busy talking about how much I don't fancy Indiana Jones. Absolutely do not. I like Indiana Jones in the same way that I like Harry Potter. And no one will tell me otherwise. Right, so I'm looking for 8 silvers to complete this. That's nuts. But out all this time, nothing happened. Wolfenstein games are great. Well, apart from Youngblood, but they didn't make that one. Okay, yeah, so I definitely don't think I have played many machine games. So yeah, but I have a question for you guys now that I was thinking about after watching these movies and having being reminded by watching the second Indiana Jones, where that guy said that he was terrified of the hand and the heart thing because his dad would do that to him. Like, So my question out to you is, what scenes from movies terrified you as a kid? You were probably too young to watch these movies or these scenes. Like, everyone's got to have them. I've got a few that I've written down. And I just think it's interesting, like, you know, I don't know how you stumble across it. You just, you know, the TV's on one time, or you sneak in and watch your dad watching something that's, you know, above your age rate, and then you just had nightmares about it. So I thought that would be a fun topic for the day. So my ones that I've got down here is, I think I mentioned this one before, but I used to be really afraid of the scene in Jurassic Park 2. For some reason, I watched Jurassic Park 2 more than I watched Jurassic Park. And the bit that would freak me out is when they're all hiding in the waterfall, and the T-Rex is on the outside, and the snake comes, and they're like, ah! I used to sometimes like think I could see, I think maybe it was the shadow of the T-Rex that freaked me out, because sometimes I would be in my bed and I think like, oh my god, is that the shadow of the T-Rex? Like, that would freak me out, so that scared me. The one other one that scared me, I don't know how this came up on my YouTube recommendations, but it was a video about Dante's Peak. God knows why I've watched certain things and not watched other things, but for some reason I've watched Dante's Peak, and I found that movie terrifying. So for those of you who have not watched it, it's about a volcano that erupts. I always hate natural disasters, freak me out. I mean, I suppose it would. A volcano goes off, and basically, Pierce Brosnan has to escape with his family. I think they're his not adopted family, but I think he's married into the family. Anyway, there were two bits in particular that would freak me out from this film. The first one, which I had forgotten about until I watched this video, and then I scrolled down to the comments and everyone else was saying the same thing, was the grandma scene. Now, I don't know, I just remember being like, oh my God, there was something about the grandma that really scared me, that when I was watching the video, and it was like a retrospective of like, how great was Dante's Peak? Let's roll a look back. When that grandma came on screen, I had like some like internal reaction to it of fear. I was like, oh my God, the grandma, something about the grandma freaks me out. And then I remembered it was because she dies quite horribly in the movie. So for my own science, I went and I typed into YouTube and I watched the scene. The scene is still scary, but I don't think it's as scary as I thought it was as a child. Like when I watched it now, I was like, they don't even show. I don't think, well, unless the YouTube cuts it out, I don't think they show her acid legs. But anyway, spoiler warning for Dante's Peak in case you care. Basically, they're in a boat and there's acid water. I think it's the acid water that freaked me out, maybe. And they're in the boat and the acid is like burning the boat and they're going, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And Pierce Brosnan's trying to keep them all, keep the spirits alive. Because there's two kids. There's the mom who is Sarah Connors. Now, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, it's Sarah Connors. I didn't know that was her when I first watched it as a kid because I watched Terminator. So yeah, they're all like trying to get to the other side of the shore, like row, row, row your boat gently downstream as the acid is breaking the boat, and then the boat dies, and they're like, and then the grandma. I think it was the grandmas. Grandmas can be scary. Let's not lie about it, okay? Grandmas are like clowns. They're either nice and you like them or they're freaking terrifying. So this grandma, she jumps out of the boat and then like pushes the boat to shore and like it's like I think it's her scream. She's like and she's pushing the boat to shore, and then she gets on the shore. Her legs are all burned from being in the water for like a minute, and then she dies. And I'm like terrified me. The other bit that terrified me was the end. I can't remember it specifically, but he's in a car and the volcano is coming and it's like and they're in the car holding on, and somehow they survive because I think they're kind of buried alive. I think it's like buried aliveness. Are they buried alive in lava or something? And then it always freaked me out because it was the same as Pompeii, because in Pompeii everyone who died got kind of like fossilized, and that also used to freak me out. So I used to get I still am afraid of lava. Lava is terrifying. Like it's like water, it's slow, but it's menacing and it's deadly and it is going to come for you. So that's the end of my spoilers for Dante's Peak. And then what was the other one I have on the list here? My other one is, this wasn't as terrifying, but still freaked me out. I didn't like it. And I do actually want to watch this movie again as an adult. Artificial Intelligence. I believe that's what it's called. It was a 12A. And I remember this because I had a sleepover where Bethany came round. And she told my mum, let's watch this for Lucy's birthday. She's going to be 12 anyway soon, so if we can watch it, it's a 12A. This film scared me so much. I don't even know why. I think it's something to do with that, the robot nature. There was quite a few things that I found unsettling about it. The first one being, I don't like the junkyard scene when you're first introduced to all of the AIs that have been like discarded and they live in this junkyard, and you meet Jude Law's character. Something about that scene, which I haven't seen in a while, so I'd have to like remember it. I think there's some like freaky looking people that as a kid I was like, they're weirding me out. That scared me. I think the abandonment of a child by the mum, that used to like freak me out because I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. How could I, like, what would you do in that situation? And there's also something about the ending that's really unsettling. Like he goes down, I just think that boy, I can't remember his name. Is it Haley something? He obviously does a great performance, but it's very strange because he's an AI. But I always found the ending to be unsettling when he's like waiting for his mum, and then they have like a weird fake day together, and then he just sits in that boat or that submarine forever. Something about this movie was just so unsettling to me that it just freaked me out. So I didn't like that. But I do actually really want to put that on my watch again list, just because it's been years since I watched it, and I imagine watching it again, I'm like, okay, this is fine. Also, Martin, save me, Martin, or save me, Martin, or whatever it is, when he's in the pool. Like, we used to watch that movie quite a lot for something that was, when you're a kid, for some reason, you like watching things that are a bit scary to you. And then finally, this is more of like a teen one, which I've definitely said like a billion times, so I'm a bit older for this movie. Those ones were all definitely kids ones. This is more me as a preteen. But Haley Joel Osment is the name. He's been in a bunch of stuff recently. Happy Gilmore 2, for example. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. And then a more recent one that terrified me was when you're a teenager, you start watching horror movies at sleepovers with your friends, because why not? I mean, you're not there to sleep, are you? That's not the point of a sleepover. So we watched House of Wax. And I am not good with body horror. I still am not good with body horror. I still to this day never want to watch that film. I never finished it. I don't know how it ended. I don't want to know. I got as far as someone getting their Achilles heel cut. And I was like, please, can we turn this off? I can't deal with it. Or just someone got their Achilles heel cut. Someone got their top of their finger cut off. And I was like, I can't. But the bit that tormented me was the bit where they find their friend and they're like trying to get the wax off them. They're like at the piano and they're like actually peeling their skin. That scared the living hell out of me, to the point I feel like, obviously I'm really sorry, I feel like I tell the same stories quite a lot, so please forgive me if you've heard this story. But I watched that night. I asked my friends to turn it off. I was like, please, I cannot. I can't deal with it anymore. Didn't sleep a wink because I just couldn't stop thinking about this scene. I was so tired that in the morning we got the bus all the way to Blue Water because we went to Blue Water like 7 a.m. that day because I don't think any of us slept. I think maybe we stood up were up all night. We went to Blue Water at 7 a.m. so that we could stare down Harry Ramsden's, which is like a fish and chip fast food thing, which doesn't exist anymore. We loved Harry Ramsden's. And I remember being so tired that I was sitting on the back seat of the bus, and I was like falling asleep. You know when you do that thing? But every time I closed my eyes, I could see that guy getting his skin peeled off, and I would like freak myself out and wake up. That scared me to no end. That I didn't like that. So one of the very few films I cried at, the ending was so... Wait, the ending of House of Wax was sad? What does happen at the end? I don't ever want to watch it, but freaked out. Or are you talking about AI intelligence? So those are the 4 that I came up with. Horror movies that I watched, or things I watched as a child that scared me and gave me nightmares. Imogen watched The Witches as a child, and she was terrified of the witches, and to the point that we would actually tease her a bit and maybe put it on sometimes. That was very naughty of us, but she hated them. Like, she would be so afraid of them. It was the it's Roald Dahl's The Witches, but I can't remember which year it was made. But it's when there's like a rat and they turn into a rat and then they've got really horrible makeup. That was Imogen's one that freaked her out. Okay, so that's mine. Let's turn it to yours and let's read some of your scary things that scared you as a child. Seth Brown says acronophobia. The spiders in the shower. I don't know what that is, but that sounds horrifying. I will stay away from that. Also, I'm definitely not watching anything that has any like flipping insect horror. Terrence says E.T. running through the grass making that horrific noise. That is pretty funny, actually. That's one that terrorized you. I used to watch that film a lot as a kid. I don't think anything really terrified, but the thing that did scare me about that movie was more when they're all in that tent. And he's like, and they're on that operation thing, and E.T.'s like losing like the color in his skin. That used to kind of freak me out. But I used to cry horrendously at the end. My mum would be like, and I'd be like, the rainbow would happen. I would be in floods of tears. That would always get me as a child. I didn't want E.T. to go home. Dusty says, I hate the scene in The Thing where the guy's head comes off and sprouts legs like spiders and runs off. Can't watch that and keep my feet on the floor. Oh, I don't know. I've never watched The Thing, but that sounds horrific. But P.S. The Thing is an excellent movie. Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of these probably will be horror movies that people watched. Jamie says, iRobot with Will Smith was creepy to me as a child. I've never actually still watched that. Sometimes I'm tempted, but I can see why that'd be scary as a kid because those robot designs are pretty scary. Fabio says there is a movie that was called Apocalypto. My history teacher put it on the class. I almost fainted with the gruesome scenes. No, a teacher can't be doing that. That's pretty bad, that is. No, yeah, I can't be dealing with body horror. That is, Skip to the end saying the scariest part for me was Paris Hilton's acting. Nicolas J. Please tell me if I'm saying your name wrong or what the best pronunciation is for that. Nikolai? Maybe it's that. Says, funny / scary memories for me for sure. I remember being super freaked out by the way Nedry dies in Jurassic Park. That dino thing with the spit. Yeah, that was a pretty terrifying. Yeah, that is quite a scary one, actually. He's like, ah! And then you just see the can as it rolls down the water. Yeah, that's scary. Someone's got a nice... most of the shops in Blue World don't open to 10. Why go there that early? We wanted to be the first people there at Harry Ramsden's, Dusty. And also, when I was a teenager at least, there was nothing else to do but go to Blue Water. Like, that was literally the only thing you would do. You wouldn't even spend any money. You would just go and walk around and look at things and maybe eat the food. So we were just there that entire time. Kevin says, E.T. scared me as a kid. God, a lot of E.T. E.T. used to scare me, particularly when the men in the spacesuits invaded their house. Yeah. E.T. is such a strange children's film. I did actually watch that somewhat recently, like as in before I moved out. It was like one of the films I watched. I remember I'm thinking like, this is weird. Why did I enjoy this as a child? When E.T. slowly creeps up on Elliot in the dark is so creepy. Yeah. Also, that weird part with the frogs and Elliot, like he's doing the dissection and E.T.'s at home watching TV or something. That bit is also kind of weird. The horse scene in Neverending Story, yeah, that is pretty traumatic. Absolutely. I love these stories. That's coming in. I was like 5 or something when I saw it's Arachnophobia too. My sister had a sleepover for her birthday and they watched it and I was there. Had recurring nightmares of giant spiders for years. Man. Oh, sorry, I started to say it was AI to watch. Yeah, at the end, I need to watch that movie again. Because I feel like I liked it, but it's like a like, but it also creeped me out. No, it's not. Oh, it's still at Brighton. I thought it said Blue Water. Still open at Brighton. I have to take myself down to Brighton to eat at Harry Ramsden's. But yeah, they had a really nice like chicken nuggets and chips meal that they would do, which was great. Electra says the entire film The Shining scared me at 12. I can imagine so. A very digital bugger says eat, drink a beer, and because they were connected, Elliot also gets drunk. Oh, is that what's happening in that scene? I never quite understood it. That's why the scene is weird. Oh, E.T., sorry, eat and drinks a beer. That's weird. Nico is fine, but I guess the proper pronunciation. Oh, Nikolai. Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't want to be here saying people's names wrong. I never got that from E.T. that they were both getting drunk together. Weird. Skip to the end says that scene in Superman 3 where that woman gets stuck in a robot and transforms into... Wait. That scene in Superman 3 where that woman gets stuck in a machine and transforms into a robot. That was nightmare fuel. That does sound horrific. Which reminds me, actually, I'm glad I never watched this as a kid because someone showed me this, like, recently. The Fly, Jeff Goldblum. Holy shit. I'm glad I've never watched that as a kid because I watched a bit of it as an adult and I was freaked out. Again, it's more body horror. Like, I didn't like any of the weird scenes, but I saw the end where, what reminds me of that is you're talking about the machine. Like, don't they get... He turns into a fly and then they get fused into the machine or something? Like, oh... That would have freaked the hell out of me as a kid. Nick Featherstone said, Sid's room in Toy Story almost killed me when I was a kid. See, I love these ones that when you watch them as an adult, they're like not scary, but as a kid, it's like the most terrifying thing in the world. My name is NH says, Jim Carrey's Grinch was scary to me as a kid. That's a valid one. That's fair. See, I love these stories. These are fun. The Exodus. My childhood, it was super scary and gross. Yeah, I do not want to watch The Exodus. Absolutely not. They're remaking Arachnophobia. Nah, I'm good on that. KRP TV says E.T. was rated PG, but it felt like it should have been given a 12 at least. I used to find parts of that film scary. Yeah, PG is strange. My parents weren't guarding me when I was watching that, that's for sure. They were like, "Oh, are you going to put a movie on?" I'm like, "I want to watch E.T." or whatever I'd say, and then off I'd go, and then they'd come back and I'd be crying because E.T. left home. No, I'm not. I've not watched any of these things. I've not watched Eight-Legged Freaks. I've not watched The Human Centipede. None of this bug shit am I watching, and you're not going to make me. No way. So yeah, I thought that was a fun little trip down memory lane to think about the things that would terrify you, because obviously each of us have different experiences, watch different things, especially as I didn't watch a lot of these films. I wondered, like, what bits did you watch that your parents liked, and you're like, oh my god, yeah. Like, a lot of the stuff that we watched was, you know, fine as a kid, but my dad would watch like a lot of scary films, and I just read a funny comment. I never watched a lot of horror films and then just be like, "No, Lucy." Or he would just say, "You can't watch this. It's very bad stuff." And he'd close the door because he liked horror films. Human Centipede is not bug stuff. Well, it sounds like bug stuff. 80s kids are a tougher standard, yeah. Michael Myers' Cat in the Hat used to freak the heck out of me, says Nerdy Rabbit. There was a TV show that I loved as a kid that they made a Halloween special that a killer appears in the corridor, and I got really scared with my own corridor when I had to go there. I ran like Sonic. Oh my god. See, yeah, when you were a kid, you're like, and you just have to, like, you know, do things. For some reason, yeah, things are just different when you're a kid. I guess because you just don't understand everything fully. So it is kind of strange. Way worse than bug stuff. Oh. Yeah, I don't watch scary things or creepy things if I can help it. I have too much of a big imagination. Like, during the horror movie sleepovers, we watched The Grudge, which I didn't like either. What else? We watched some weird secret garden thing with Johnny Depp or something, which I also didn't like, and then House of Wax. And I was like, that's the end. That's the end of my horror movies. I'm not doing this anymore. Oh, the Willy Wonka tunnel. That's a good one. No. I never watched Alien as a kid, but that would have creeped me out if I had. But yeah, I watched it as an adult, and even then it was slightly terrifying. Well, thank you for indulging me on that trip down memory lane. That was fun to see the things that terrified and haunted your nightmares as a child. I guess we're ending the stream with no duck plat. No duck plat today. And no more ducks. No more. We're still missing 6. How has this happened? We've had so many spawns. I guess we'll just have... Look how many ducks there are. It's crazy. No ducks today. I guess we'll have to find out next week if I will get the platinum, for duck's sake. Well, that's all. That's all, folks. I like how the lost trophy is called. What's the lost trophy called? I think it's called That's All Ducks, which is like... That's all ducks. That's what I think about. I think about the Looney Tunes. Who, I also think that guy in Indiana Jones in the first one, the one that gets his hand burnt, he looks like Porky Pig. So yeah, I think that's all today. No Lucy versus AI this week because I didn't have time to do my AI challenge. But we'll filter those in now and again. We'll see how, you know, Lucy versus AI. Not Ant and Deck don't face each other every week. Sometimes you got to be friends for a week. But yeah, I've only got 1 trophy left on this, so we shall see if we do any better next week. So let's end the poll. Is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny worth watching? 19% of you say for the show. 21% of you say if you want to. 25% of you say no, and 35% of you say yes. So I guess I'll find a way. I'm going to try and watch number 4 first, and then I'll watch number 5. I'm sure I'll get to it before I finish the Indiana Jones stream, and then we can retalk about it. We can a review and talk about it on the show, I'm sure, at some point. But that is all I have for you today on this week's Sim-Free Locking It Down. We've been unlocked, everybody. Sim-Free Locking It Down with Lucy. Woohoo! Silence, the drowning ultraviolence, knocking at your door. It's wonderful. It is one. I thought I saw a bug up there. A bug. So yes, it's been wonderful. So yeah, there will be a stream tomorrow. Let's say we can, I probably can do 7:30 again, since I'll be working from home, and hopefully things won't be as busy. So we'll be playing more Indiana Jones right here tomorrow. I shall see you then to take us off into the weekend. All right. I'll catch you all later. Have a good evening. Thanks for spending your time with me. Much appreciated. Goodbye. Bye. Alright, I'm going to stop now. Too much for the evening. That'll be this, the drink has kicked in. Okay, alright. That's enough of that. It's time to say goodbye. Alright, goodbye. See you later. Yeah, we gotta enjoy it while we can. We can make some noise and raise the roof. Alright, see you later, guys. Bye.